Hey everyone, welcome back to I'm Awful and You Can Be Too, the only web drawing program that decided on a name the second time around. I decided to step back a bit this week. I feel like I may have cheated you some important steps when I already had everything, roughed in. So I decided to step back a little bit further. I'm gonna piecemeal this to you guys real good. So, I just have the rough figure formed this time, and I'm going to try to make all of the important decisions in the inking step. I don't know about you, but I tend to make really fantastic choices on the fly almost every time. So why would I not do this to myself now? Just fly completely blind. It's a fun experiment. I'm sure it will end fine. Yeah, so what I'm drawing now is a fortune weller, I think. She's some sort of gypsy woman, with bangles and gregarious clothing. And she's mixing drinks. I guess that's how she does her magic. It is a little bit liberating to be able to kind of draw, just off of the form, because you can see there's not a lot here, just roughed in where the head and the arms should probably go. She has like one clubbed, malformed finger right there. I don't think I took note of anything I learned last week, so this will be exciting to probably explore the same waters again. Is this her middle finger or her index finger? Okay, no? As you can see, I'm not very good at getting things off the first try. Ugh, it's a little better, I guess. The eraser coming in hard like he always does. About 68 points too big. Just appreciate the eraser's enthusiasm. I can see that her pinky needs to form a crevasse. Crevassier. There needs to be a thing. I feel like I should watch Cocktail. Maybe Tom Cruise has the answer here. Coming in now with the shaker cup, the mixer, stainless steel. I just realized that I'm gonna have to be coloring all these two at some point, so then you get to really see me shine with something I'm just not good at doing. Let's see, she needs some sort of gauntlets here. Sure. Where the loops come in. She's got like badass arm braces for someone who is a fortune teller. Maybe I have a thing for those. I'm not really sure. I think they're a little complex there. This will be fun. So the elbow coming out will be fascinating. Huh, I actually don't hate that. That's weird. You can see where the elbow and the rest of the forearm is the interior forearm. And then you pull this down here for, I know a perfect way to hide all of this. A cheaty you. We'll just put it all inside of some clothes. We'll just bury it in clothing. Her freakish, deformed arm is hidden well. She's able to fit into society, or gypsy society, and no one knows what a hobbled, grotesque arm she has. I also had a good idea to draw a female character for the second episode. That way you didn't think I reserved abusing characters on any sort of gender basis. I am an equal opportunity mauler with this pen here. Now we have the bicep, which is folded on the inside, curving to the underarms, the armpit region. Again, these clothes don't make any sense. I need to learn how to do clothes a lot better, because as usual, there's another you. The complexity in that shoulder is so much, I think the problem is I spend so much time agonizing over troublesome areas that they end up having a lot more definition and distinction than the parts that I got. Like that forearm brace, that was no big deal. But that shoulder area, of course, is a troublesome spot, and so I end up screwing with it for about another 5 minutes longer than I would any other part, and it looks terrible for it, and it's got so many lines, it definitely draws your eye to them. So what's the correct answer? Is it to run from your problems, leave a few little lines, or let those be gigantic eyesores until you get better? She's gonna have a little hide sash. You know, maybe some animal that was having a bad day. You know, there's some deer that was out in the wilds around the camp. You know, it's already doing what it has to do to escape from wolves and disease, deforestation. I mean, I don't know if there was a lot of that going on at the time, but yeah, definitely this deer had other problems besides this band of humans turned his ass into a shawl. Maybe it's just some tattered cloth from her old fortune-telling caravan. It was burned to the ground when the racist king sent his whole guards to go kick them out of the city. There was a lot of theft going on, and they just decided it must be the gypsies. You know, it just seemed like it must have just been the gypsies automatically, even though really the king secretly had a sect of elite thieves who were robbing the people blind. But an interesting scapegoat appears, you know, and they're able to vilify these poor, fortune-telling, deer-wearing people. Joke's on them, though, because they miss out on all of her delicious drinks. She'll make you a vodka cran. You'll be able to know how you die or who you're going to marry. It's Revenge of the Elbows over here. We got round 2. Unfortunately, most human beings have 2 elbows. So the second you think you survive 1, here comes number 2. So you can see I'm not coming at this with anything. Like, I don't even know what her eyebrows look like at this point. And usually I don't pull the trigger on inking until I'm happy with the eyebrows. Try to get those alluring lashes going, but not this time. I'm gonna bring this back. I don't remember what side it was on. Do I care? On this side, it's gonna be on the inside because that's convenient for me. If her elbows are gonna be messed up, by God, the braces on her arms should be too. So this is an interesting arm position up here because it's the inside of her arm. So we should be seeing like the interior of her palm and her thumb, which is not how you would hold that glass hundreds and hundreds of years ago when fortune-telling gypsies walked the earth pouring drinks. Just gonna rough this in on the inside here. Actually, after last week, I realized the value of just trying it out. So I'm trying to get the muscles right. I don't think the thumb muscle is a little too large for the force shortening. The palm should be a little larger. If I was really lazy, I could make this bottle opaque enough that you won't see any of her hand behind it, which would be swell. Squarey fingers. Ugh. Ugh. Better. Okay. She's got some really sticky palms. Which it might be. I don't want to. Is sticky palm gypsy a slur? Because it sounds like it should be. It sounds like they're thieving, but really it just means their bottles stick to their hands a lot better. Really just outlining the shape of the bottle and the angles at play. I can go in and clean it up. I don't hate this too much yet, and it's scary to not hate what I'm doing completely. Typically, I hate what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and I have no confidence that it's going to end well. I go into every drawing thinking that I'm going to waste 2.5 hours. Like, I'm not going to get anything out of it. I'll end up just doing the digital version of crumbling it up and throwing it in the trash can and pouring lighter fluid on top of it. This one's not going that way, and I don't know why. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Ugh, how's this looking from a 1,000-mile view? Okay, 50,000 feet. There's no confidence in these lines right now. They're all like, they're not good. They're defensive lines. See how they kind of wimp out? They don't have any sort of stroke to them. They're just sort of hand-pecked, really putting the lines here. And you can tell, because at least when I was making bullshit U's over here on the other side, there were strong, dignified curves. That hand is just simpering chicken scratch bullshit. Okay, Indian style. Did I want to challenge myself today? I don't know why I decided Indian style would be a good way to go, because looking at a crotch is... she's got one bulky ass shoulder. Like, look at that. That's insane. Interior of the boob. Try not to dwell too much on this because it is probably a guy's favorite thing to draw, is just that side boob. Let's give her like a Strider sort of. She's got a scarf all up in her face. I've decided this just now. You know what she looks like? She looks like Princess Zelda. You know, she's being chic, not like French fashion chic, but like a sand person. Riff on that a bit with what this lady is going to be wearing. Tactical cloth around her face and the top of her head. Her head's still not sitting right, but maybe that's okay. Maybe she's got like a shriveled neck. Maybe she took a karate chop at some point in her life, and so her neck really never sat right again. Split line. It's like that's the art equivalent of a split end with your hair right there, when you're just like, ugh, there's another one. See, like, ugh. Sure, I'll just bury it with more lines. No one will know. No one will ever know. So now it looks like she has an olive for a head. A swaddled olive. Cheap move. Using some negative space, really. And the hair sometimes works out pretty well. It seems a little shallow for her hairline to come in. Now, how to part her hair. If you had asked me as a child if I was going to lose sleep over how I part a woman's hair, I would have asked you to get out of my room trying to play Sonic the Hedgehog. By the way, I've completely avoided my problem down south with the cross-leggedness. I know I'm drawing a turban-y kind of hat right now, but I'm terrified of what the cross-leggedness is going to do to me here in about 10 minutes. It's going to destroy me. You've got foreshortening, you've got leg bends, anatomy. You've got the underside of a crotch. And as a guy drawing this, drawing the underside of a woman's crotch, even clothed, is just the perspective is really interesting there. So I'm very excited to, maybe this will end up being digitally crumbled up, thrown in the garbage, and doused in lighter fluid. Maybe this will be 2 hours of wasted time. We'll see how quickly I surrender to the undercrotch. Also doesn't sound very good. Going in, like, add some black, some value to this. Shadows, blocks of blob, black color. There's no real strategy to this. Just wherever the light doesn't touch Simba, that's where we're putting the black elephant graveyard values. Sure. We'll reinforce the line there. Try to hide the fact that I'm deleting my lines as I go. Just taking huge chunks out of them. This eraser's like a shark, just taking chunks out of my stuff. I saw this video of a guy fishing, and he caught like a shark, but then a bigger shark came and bit it in half. That's what the eraser does to me. I try to be discerning, but I end up just taking horrendous bites. Now her face. She's got one of these. She's got one of them faces, kids, and we gotta put it in there. Maybe she doesn't like the fortune she's telling. Maybe the guy asked for a Bloody Mary, and she's like, I don't know. Something tells me you shouldn't have the Bloody Mary. Your wife will give birth to a three-legged goat. One inside here. I love the little brow, furrowed brows. That doesn't make sense. It's a little too long. Here we go. Eyebrows. I don't hate that eyebrow. I do hate that. But she's got some mystery to her. She's covered her face. Her eyelashes are on point. A really tired look to her. I don't know. One of the things I have to get comfortable with is allowing character to shine through. Whenever I'm drawing girls specifically, I have an idea of how I do them and make them lovely. And I don't know if that's necessarily the goal with this character. I don't think every character I draw needs to be like a Jessica Rabbit style, So I have a hard time trying to decide that line between allowing a character to have a personality and, some like that. I've seen that nose on a girl that I know, and I've seen this kind of face, and I think if you would have asked me my opinion a year ago, I would have been like, no, I gotta fix it. And then she would have come out with the same cookie cutter, look and personality, which is ultimately like a total fucking failure, honestly. Like, it's a complete waste of time. I mean, she looks concerned, bags under the eyes, looks a little concerned, a little older. I'm fine with that, Am I fine with it, guys, or am I just tired? I don't know. Value to the bottle here, we give some texture, try to make it look like it's a thing, some highlights. If you have highlights, you better put in some shadows. Turned into Bill Burr for a second. Yeah, nice and dark lines. I have been enjoying adding shadows to things. Probably too much, because it's just, you just dollop them on there. It's just liberal ink blot kind of approach, which those organic clumps have a lot of. They look natural to me, and I think that bottle went great. I don't know about that shaker can. Crotch time, guys. Jesus. Maybe I'll avoid it a little bit longer, because pretty soon I have to draw hips looking at me right in the face. It's gonna be great. And feet? Is she barefoot? I mean, I have a hard enough time with hands. Like, I don't like feet either. If there was some sort of intelligent designer to go with feet, he clearly gave up with them. You just take a hand and fold it in half and stretch it out. It ends up looking gross. Looks like she's sitting by a fire, actually. The way that the contrast between the light and the dark. Shit. I can't put off the hips for too much longer. Let's add some more shadows in here and avoid the doom. It's like global warming. Like, it's gonna happen, and we're seeing it happen, but I'm not gonna pay attention to it. I'm just gonna ignore it completely until an undercrotch eats me, which is exactly how global warming will kill us all. People think tidal waves, people think droughts, people think, wineries aren't gonna be able to grow those special kind of grapes anymore. No, what's gonna happen is a gigantic, submerged, frozen in time undercrotch is gonna thaw out of a Antarctic shell and eat New York City. Okay, so she clearly has legs. They are crossed. It hides a lot of detail. Shadows. Shadows hide a lot of details. I am so scared, everyone. I should just rough it in. She's got a booty on the backside, and you just gotta make the legs come out of it. Maybe I'll look up some references. I'm gonna go ahead and just search over here. I'm gonna do something I haven't done before. I'm actually gonna look up a reference. Foundations are good enough, but to take it to the next level, you need to put the time in and look at the Leonardo da Vinci pictures. Look at those old things. So we're back here, and I found an image that I'm going to use right there. Look at that. There, peaceful serenity. She's got her legs crossed. I'm going to use this as a reference. Thank you very much to Color Box or whatever for your stock image of this Ripley character. Jesus, we got a long way to go. Got all the bottom half of her body to do. Boy, am I excited. All right. First up, I went to Catholic school, so I'm going to go ahead and try not to look right down the barrel of this lady the whole time. I just need to see the legs. The inside leg, you know where the knee goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and just rough the thigh in right here. You see how I'm drawing really slow now because I'm a coward. Like that bottle, that bottle was not a problem. I just line, hack, line, hack, line, clean up, done. For some reason that doesn't apply to a lady's thighs. That's a dumb looking knee. Lady, you got dumb knees. It's a big knee. We've got foreshortening going on, but that's just a little too rough. I know they're a knob. Ugh. Okay, so the calf, right here, comes in shallow, pits out. Yeah, we'll give that a nice little crease. Yeah, she's got a fat little whatever. Ugh. Okay, this fold here is troubling. I haven't decided she's wearing clothes yet. She's sitting here all shawled up, but then just completely naked. So this comes in, and then a really weird angle there. Okay, so just a straight line down, then 90 degrees off. Base for foot, there's the arch. There's that. Now she's wearing elf shoes, everyone. Elf shoes for the lovely lady. I could just totally make her like, you know, those Sultan pants. Just the big billowy MC Hammer style pants, and then, you know, a nice little pair of those twinkly boots the elves wear. I could do that. Do that for days. This would be done. I could go home and drink. See, even when I draw it over, like trace her leg, this doesn't look real. Is this where I give up? Is this where I go home, guys? Tune in next week. There's enough of this drawing at the top that I like to make me not just completely cave, you know, and do a picture of her standing or her sitting in a more conventional way. I want to get this done, and I'm gonna club foot this woman. You guys are all into this. You're a party to this, and the cops will hold you accountable for your part, passively egging me on. Again, it's fitting that her feet have the same weak ass chicken shit lines involved that her hands do. All right, so that's not awful. I mean, there's a weird curve, like her leg got twisted around 180 degrees, but I'm gonna fix that as soon as I erase some bullshit. Like, that looks like uncomfortable. It looks like her heel is flipped and her foot is laying face up. Oh, hey, look, now it looks fine. Well, not fine. She's got some mighty cankles going on. Like, those are some class A. I got compound fractured by a horse cankles. Come inside here now and clean up this divot, this horrific divot right here. So it's a straight line, more or less, that goes up. That ain't so bad. All right, it's better. It's better. And she's still got a lumpy little, like, the inside. Like, women's legs are so nice, you know, and to do this I should be in jail. I should be never allowed to go near them again, because if this is how I depict them, I'm such a dude. I picked the photo because, like, oh, she looks like she's my type. Brunette, nice. Excellent, cross-legged brunette. First picture I find, do it. Awesome. So discerning. Forget the fact that I can't see the other knee that I need to get the picture to work. And I'm just gonna... You see how bold I am now at the second leg now. Like, the first one gave me hell, but now I'm a veteran, so let me at them. Legs are great, you know. They're just nice. Feet are nightmares. So, however I draw this foot will be better than how they really look in real life, for the most part. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy, not this little piggy, all the way to the toe. Just really stretching that toe out, flexing it. At the end of the day, this ain't a bad foot. I mean, it's chicken shit and cowardly, but it's not. There's no authority with this. So I just trace this. Oh, make a new layer here. Here we go. Using the program. Using the program to save the day. A little bit better. Now that I have a guide, I'm able to kind of choose my lines a little better. It's a little pointy toe. She's been wearing those elf shoes too long. It made her have a pointy toe. I'm okay with that. This little piggy had none, and this little piggy is a pinky toe, so you don't really need it. It's just rule of fives, I guess. So I don't hate myself with all that. I think something went very well with those legs and the cross-leggedness. And so to celebrate, I am going to try to erase this fucking line. Are you there? There you are. Come here, you son of a bitch. Gotcha. Fun fact, you can't merge layers that are underneath locked layers, everyone. We learn something new every day. Alright, so she's still a little ambiguous in the undercrotch region. Still a little, since I did such a great job with that cross-leggedness, I'm just gonna write all of this off as shawl. Look at me, lazy son of a bitch. I'm just gonna write all this off as, the pit of her clothes. It's all just going to be split end lines. Ugh, they just don't merge. There's gaps. There's little pixels that bleed through. I hate them. I hate them. Yeah, she's just wearing a skirt, guys, and her sand person dress extends to her mid thigh. Her roped shawl goes up to her mid thigh. That's how we're doing it. That's how we're avoiding this entire crotch discussion today. Because I'm gonna fix this. I almost forgot about her horse accident. There, that looks better. You can almost tell that sweet moment when they connect and you're like, Ma. Look at that. Again, that line got butchered in the process, but her calf is happier for it. Excellent. To fill all of this ambiguous, hard to understand undercrotch area, we're gonna just put it back in the black pitch. I even did a preview in our little drawing up there on the left. How I shot called it. I was like Babe Ruth, like, I'm gonna fix this way. That looks symbolic now. Get into a little abstract art. Ladies, your mystery continues. You'll never understand what goes on down there. Unlike the thigh, I'm just gonna go ahead and be bold and brave and draw this as I see fit, without my lizard brain weighing in and telling me that's not how a cup should really look. Rotating canvas, pro move. That's not the best, but I don't care at this point. I've given up. I've hit the wall, so to speak. Early on, I know I'm in it for the long haul. This, I see the end, and I know if I just get there, it'll all be okay. All my lines are compromised. All these lines have big shark bites out of them. It's all bad, as they say. Can I get the contour of this correctly? She hasn't poured anything in this yet, so the man is not aware of his three-legged goat child yet, but he soon will be. And then let's delete the sensor bar and the mannequin leg. Bye-bye, sensor bar, mannequin leg. But that arm, I don't like. Her head isn't resting directly between her shoulders. It's off to the right there a little bit. If it's in front of that shoulder, it helps it a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try to carve out that area and make it so her chin is in front of that shoulder. That makes it so her head isn't sitting behind her shoulders like some sort of, like it's rigged on by a backpack, but it's actually connected by a neck which meets her shoulders and all that good stuff. I'm gonna do a cheaty use. I'll let that live. Sure. I don't know what kind of fold that is. I don't have an explanation for what I'm drawing. Yeah, that's fucking weird how that looks Interesting. Interesting that. But you know, when you're looking at it from space, it looks fine. This armed thing, I don't like it, so I'm gonna cut it. Something about the angle there. It's like too high. There's something weird about that. It needs to be inside more. Like her arm is too long. Like it needs to come up and inside. Hey, I'm liking that a lot better. That looks... Alright, okay. Now she's really getting into it. It needs to be done. Like that looks a lot better. Her posture makes more sense. Alright, now comes the delicate process of the fuck is what? Cascades in front of her. Well, this is interesting. Now that I've decided to have surgery on her head and put it in front of her shoulders, unlike the backpack, all these needs arise. Like now her hand doesn't make sense. She's got a little too much glass in her bottle, too much bottle in her shaker. And now she has a big gap where her body used to be. Oh, look at that. Side boob saves the day, as it always does. I don't know why I decided not to pencil in the final lines before I ink this for something as complicated as crossed legs and shawl-covered women. My old friend, the deer skin shawl, comes back to cover any wrongs. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call this one done for the night. Fortune Weller, she's looking pretty good. I'm not 100% happy with her, but I mean, I did the best that I could do with no guidelines, right? You don't have it spelled out for you. You can do just about whatever you need to. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for checking out episode 1, and if you came back for episode 2, I appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you next time.